Attempted murder? You a liar. I'm spazzing. Like, I'm going off. Like, I'm so angry, y'all. Part one of the time that my best friend set me up to be unalived, and I was shot 5 times while 18 weeks pregnant.
Today, I'm going to tell y'all a story about a woman named Fi Red. I can just let y'all know right now, this right here, it not only should be, but I wouldn't be shocked if it is a movie one day. Like 50 Cent, if 50 Cent ain't the 50 Cent I know him to be, if he ain't somewhere striking a deal with this lady for the rights to produce her story. Cause this was Tales from the Hood if I ever heard it, okay? And it was excellent. She did a damn good job telling this story. This is one of the rare times where, when I tell you, I was hooked. I was to my phone like this, like, no man, all that. Gee, look y'all. Y'all, listen, it might even be worth your while to go watch her tell the whole story after this, because she was born for this. Born for this. That being said, this some deep, dark shit. We about to get into some deep, dark, ghetto shit. and not, all right, let's ready ourselves. So I think the first thing we should know about our protagonist here is that she's a drug dealer. Okay?
I was a street pharmacist.
She deals drugs, okay? And she and all the people around her, except her actual family, are living a life of crime. And all the elements of the story are so... The story time is named...
Okay, so part one of the time that my best friend set me up to be unalived, and I was shot 5 times.
How my best friend set me up to be unalived, and I got shot 5 times. You see what I'm saying? You see what I say? 50, like this 50 Cent kin gotta be like, he gotta produce this. So the story starts off that she is fooling around. She is intentionally playing her baby daddy and this next nigga. All right, we can call the next nigga her man. So her baby daddy and her man. She dealing with the two of them. She going back and forth between the two of them, causing them to beef real heavy. And she's like, listen, y'all have to understand. She say, both those niggas had done so much fuck shit to her. If she even get into all the kind of wrong they do by her, y'all would understand why she was interested in getting them back any kind of way.
In my defense, if y'all knew what this nigga had done did to me, y'all would have been scratching drag his ass, sis. And that's just what I was doing. Dragging it.
And honestly, by the time we get later in this story and we understand...
Discombobulate.
How... They ain't even, her baby daddy and her man are not even the stars of this story. They not even the heart of this story. But you will see in passing that they too deserve whatever the fuck they get here. Because, look here, let me just put it to you like this. I wouldn't give a rat's ass if I cheating on a man or lying to a man who quite literally wouldn't care if I live or die. Okay, we can get to that. So she causing them to beef real bad because she messing with the two of them. So every time they see each other, it's on sight. And she say every time they start fighting, she right there like, yeah, beat his ass. Time she say she don't know who ass she want to get beat, who she rooting on for. She just want to see ass get whooped because fuck the two of them niggas. You know what, baby girl, go ahead. So one day she laying up with her baby daddy, laying up in bed with her baby daddy, and suddenly she get a call from next one of her friends and say, her mom was at a trap house with a couple of other niggas and her homeboy. She say, so her mom was there. They're doing crime. Everybody doing crime. Was there somewhere doing crime at the trap house when all of a sudden the place gets shoot up.
Oh shit, not good.
She said she asked her friend, like, oh, they get my man? Like he dead? And she was like, no, but 2 other people get shot. She said, okay, cool. She said, the next thing you know, she get a call from an unknown number, and it's a detective, and the detective is like, oh, you need to come in for questioning.
So I'm looking at the phone crazy. Like, what's up? What you want with me? So he was like, we wondering if you could come in and sit down and have a conversation with us. So I'm like, conversation about what? So it was like something about an incident that just occurred. We would just like to talk to you for a moment if you have some time. So I was like, well, I don't know when I'm gonna have some time, but I'll get back with you and I'll let you know when I can come in.
And the detective called her baby daddy 2 seconds later and tell him he needs to come in for questioning. So my girl say, as soon as they had that, they immediately get dressed in all white. And she was like, cause y'all know what that mean. And I was like, well, I don't live a life of crime. So actually, I do not. And she say, when you wear all white, you get to keep what you have on at the prison. Like if you have on your white socks, your white underwear, your white things, they let you have that as opposed to making you take off your clothes and giving you something else. So whenever she knows she going to jail, because this happens so often, she said whenever she knows she going to jail, she knows she might go to jail, she's make sure she's wear like 3 pairs of white panties, 3 pairs of like white bras without the underwire and white everything, so she could at least be in her own clothes while she in jail. Fair enough. So she say she gets to the police station and they letting her know they question her that she's a person of interest in an attempted murder, and she's like, attempted murder? Who I murder? What? Who I tried murder?
Attempted murder? Baby, when I tell y'all my heart dropped to the floor and rolled out the damn room, baby. Detective, who I tried to kill? Because the suspense is killing me at this point.
So she said the police was like, oh yeah, ask. Say, this man, when the police get shoot up, he tell the police that it was her and her baby daddy do it. She said, well, ain't this about a motherfucking bitch? She said instantly she put 2 and 2 together what's going on, but she said she ain't telling the police. She ain't a snitching. She ain't letting the police do their job. That's on them. She said she realized, no, actually, whoever it was to do the shooting was not, they didn't have nothing to do with it, her and her baby daddy. And the person who do the shooting wasn't there for her man at all. They was there for her homeboy. She said it was actually her best friend, people, who was trying to shoot up her homeboy because her homeboy been like encroaching on his business, right? Basically dealing where he ain't supposed to be dealing, encroaching on their territory XYZ, and then they asked him to stop. They had been trying to they'd been beefing a little bit, and shit. They'd asked the homeboy to, stop, and he keep doing it. So they said, okay, we gotta kill this nigga. So she said that's what it was about. She said after she got up from the police station, she called her best friend, and he confirmed yeah, that's what was up. Or we was going to get old boy, and that's what she thought. She said so eventually she go about her business, and then eventually she start and Lord, let me tell you, this is the problem with why suburban civilian niggas, and let alone defense attorneys like myself, shouldn't be talking about these things, because she say, I ain't even comment. She say when she leave the police station, she said to her best friend, look, she ain't gonna tell the police that it was him or anything like that. If she end up taking the fall for this crime that he do, he just need to make sure he take care of her kid and her family. And I'm just like, no, no, no. I ain't gonna go do no fucking attempted murder bid for my boy. But you know what? Look here. She don't need me to say nothing because she's learned from her mistakes. Trust. Woof, this started to go crazy. She said from there, after a little while, she started feeling damn, I should probably warn my homeboy that niggas looking to fucking kill him, right? She said she called her homeboy and she asked him to meet.
I laced my homeboy up. I'm stressing. Listen, that shooting a month ago, it was really for you. You know what you got going on out here, so I ain't really got to say too much. But what I'm asking you is to just be careful and maybe chill for a little bit. Let things calm down.
And she say she know better than, she ain't gonna say it's her best friend or any of that, like say who it was, any of the details. All she do is she was like, hey, listen, all I know is I have on good authority, that hit at the house wasn't for my man, it was for you. And you really should lay low. The stuff you doing, you should really chill on. That's what she tell him. And he was like, okay, I understand, I could chill. Let me tell y'all, niggas ain't no fucking body here. She say when you look, she feeling sick, she thinking she pregnant, and she confirmed she is in fact pregnant.
Oh my
but
God.
She don't know who baby that is, because remember, she messing with her baby daddy and her man. She got them beefing against each other. So she say when she pregnant, she didn't know who the daddy is, but she say she's a real nigga, so she gone and she tell them. Call me a lying bitch. But out of net, what? I would have got the DNA of one of them niggas and test that and get him eliminated from it. But I ain't telling two niggas to call me every kind of fucking hoe, blah, 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 blah. And that's exactly what they do.
Y'all can only imagine how them conversations went, baby. I was there, pussy hoe, dog ass hoe, mutt ass bitch. Anything but the child of God.
And they fucking say, oh, we done with you. Fuck you, girl, gone. And she say, okay, whatever, I raise my baby, that's your business. So in the course of this now, as she already, she done won her homeboy, she now has had this falling out with her niggas over her pregnancy. She said that's when she get a call from her best friend to meet him somewhere and, jump out and pop and see if his nigga named Big Homie, his big homie want to do business with her, which she say was not an uncommon thing. Because remember, I say our girl is a dealer. She move weight. She's one of the movers and shakers around here. She says it. So she say she get there, but this time was a little different. When she jump in the car, she noticing oh, they got her in the middle. It's her best friend in the car. It's the big homie, some big nigga who her best friend answer to, and a nigga named the Enforcer, who is the nigga who does the killing. Oh shit! The niggas who kill, who enforce the rule of law around these criminal streets. And then when she looked, she get in the car. She couldn't see who was in the front seat, and then
so I'm in the middle. They enforcer on the left of me. My best friend on the right of me, big homie in the front seat. My homeboy is in the passenger seat. The one that I laced up and told him to be careful and just chill is in the passenger seat, y'all.
When she fucking look and they turn around, she sees her homeboy. So she fucking realizing, oh shit, these fucking niggas set me up. So she say immediately they stop being like, oh, you tell him that we was trying to kill him? She say the minute she see that, she feeling like, oh, let me out here, I'll kill everybody out here. She looking for a gun. She say she fighting to get out of this car. And so that's what she did, manage to get out of this car. And she lucky, because I could have fucking hear the saxophones playing, boy.
So about 10 minutes later, my homeboy go to calling me. My best friend go to calling me. My homeboy calling me. My best friend calling me. I ain't answering the phone for nobody because I'm so motherfucking hot. Because I told you this so you could protect yourself. Not so you could throw me in the line of the fire.
So she say she's scared. She immediately, she tried to call her baby daddy first because her baby daddy is a real criminal. And she went, whereas her mind, she say, is a play criminal. Everything he know, he learned from her. So she say she called her baby daddy first, but he ain't fucking with her, so he ain't answer. So then she say she called her mind. She gone over to his and she put some pussy on him because she say she needs security. She dead scared.
I'm whispering those sweet nothings in his ear. Babe, I love you. I miss you. You know this your baby. I still don't know who baby this is, y'all. Come back home. And nigga so easy. Boom. We right back together. You feel me?
She started her phone start getting blow up from her best friend and her homeboy, but she dodging all their calls for good fucking reason. So she said they calling her, and she's like, what the fuck? So then she say when she next look, her mommy hit her up, and because her best friend called her mommy like, hey, where is she? Like, what's going on? I can't get in touch with her. And remember, that's her best friend. So her mommy ain't thinking ain't no reason she can, get in touch with him or figure out what's going on. So she say once they done reaching out to her parents, she say, okay, let me go meet up with him, or let me go call him. And she said at this point, like, he is like, oh, I didn't know it was gonna be like that. I didn't know they was gonna like, act like that or something, like, I would never do you like that or XYZ. And she's like, oh, okay, all right. And she said they make up, like, she eventually believed him because, like she said, this is her best friend.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Let me tell you something.
He fucked up.
No, let me tell you, I don't understand. America's so big. Like, as somebody who was from a 21 by 7 mile long island that floated in the middle of the ocean, I just cannot understand how, like, the minute y'all smell trouble afoot as Americans, y'all don't get the fucking running. The minute niggas in the car, the minute I think, oh my God, these niggas might kill me. These niggas is gonna kill. I out of there. I'm out of it. Gotta black. Okay, I don't care. Oh no, nothing going on. So in the course of this too, she ended up picking up another charge. The choices she had was she could either do a year in prison or do 3 years on probation. So she accepted probation. She said, which then started causing her to be hamstringed a little bit on how she could do her crime. Because she's like, she don't do a crime where she lives. She do a crime somewhere like in another city, in another town or another city or whatever, but she can't leave because she on probation. So she doing all kind of like stuff to be able to get out of her house and beat curfew and do a crime and do everything she's supposed to do. And she's figuring it out. My girl, a real creative criminal. She's finding every which way she could make it work. And she was. So she say she make up with her best friend, but she's still wary of him. So she said when he was like calling her, like trying to see her, trying to make plans to see her, she was ducking him because she wasn't into that.
My best friend called me and he calls me for a ride. And at the last time, I'm skeptical. So I play him to the left. I'm busy. I'll call you later, see if you done did what you need to do, so forth and so on. A couple hours later, he called back to check the temp. You still busy? Can you give me a ride? I play him to the left again. I'm going to call you when I get done. I'm going to come get you, blah, 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 blah.
And that to me, I cannot be friends with nobody I ain't sure. Like, is he planning to kill me? Is he plotting to kill me?
Jesus Christ.
Them cannot be the kind of questions on my mind. Oh, Lord. So she say, eventually how he get her is he knows she fucking love money. And she say, oh, greedy self. Soon as he call her and offer her like, hey, I have a play for us to make. And if you do this with me, I'll bust it down the middle. She say, soon as he say that, she been ducking him, mind you. The minute he say, oh, I'll bust it down the middle for you, she say, I can be there in 5 minutes.
Absolutely not. Not me. Certainly not I.
She asked her cousin to go with her to go do this play. Like, she meeting him. She say when she meeting him, she and her cousin pulling up in the car. Like, she see where he is. There's other people. She says it's kind of like a trailer park. It's dark. It's some bushes. She ain't thinking nothing suspicious. So she say she pulling up. She says she sees a gal like who she thinks see her, and the gal is like, who the fuck is that? And she say she was getting ready to roll down her window. She was rolling down her window to say to that girl, don't worry about who the fuck it is, thinking of the girl talking about her. But as she see the girl looking behind her. So she say, you know the fucking saxophone's playing now, right? She say, so when she looked behind her, she sees somebody coming out of the bushes, and it's the enforcer.
Next thing you know, bah, 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 bah. I'm in that bitch panicking, going crazy. We just screaming, me and my cousin. Ah, 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 ah.
So the fucking enforcer come there, she said he pull out the big fucking, he said like the fucking chopper saying, right? And then he come up to the car, he don't shoot up the car, he come up to the car, her window open now. She said at this point she slumped over her cousin. And when she sees him, she like sits up, and so he fucking let loose on her again. She said at that point she fucking reversed, she fucking pull her car out, and she drive down, like as she speed out as fast as she could, just to get herself like out of harm's way, enough to get out of harm's way. Because when you look, she realized like I have been shot the fuck up. So she said she asked her cousin fucking get in that fucking driver's seat. She said her cousin is a real nigga, and her cousin haul ass to get to that hospital. She say the hospital is 15 minutes away. She must get there in 7.
We ran every red light. She drove on the wrong side of the road. We hopped curbs. Baby, we was like 15 minutes from the hospital, and I swear she got me there in like 7 minutes, y'all.
And she said she was doing everything to try to save herself, because as she's seeing, she's like, I've been fucking hit. Her cousin wasn't hit, but she was hit 5 times. She got hit in her chest. She got hit in her back. She got hit in her leg. She got hit in her like hip area. She got hit in her stomach. And she says she trying to do everything. She telling herself like, look, I need to fucking calm down now. I need to calm down so I don't cause my blood pump up my body fast. She's trying to call her mommy. Her mommy ain't picking up the phone. So she crying. She's hysterical because she's like trying to say goodbye to her mommy because she thinks she could die.
So I find my phone and I pick up my phone, and the first phone call I make, y'all, is to my mama. Because I want to call my mama, and I want to tell my mama that I love her one last time. And I want to tell my son that I love him one last time. And no matter what anybody say about your mama, you go on and you live the best life that you can. Because I'm going to be watching you, and I'm going to be praying over you for the rest of your life. But y'all, my mama didn't answer the phone. I picked it up. I called again. She didn't answer the phone. So now I'm broken because I'm never going to be able to get to say goodbye to these people that mean so much to me.
So boom, she at the hospital. They gotta rush her into surgery. At this point, her family, the police, everybody gets to the hospital. She said her whole family is there. They like hysterical. The police are there. They don't know who the killer is, who did this and stuff like that. And so they have it like set up where you need like a password to like go to the waiting area where her family and her friends are. Now check this out. Tell me why the best friend had the fucking audacity to show up to this hospital like Tupac and Juice and go right to her family crying, hysterical, acting like he's so sad, I don't know what happened. He said, he don't know what happened. She pulled up to the place, and he said he turned around and he turned back and she was gone.
You sit on a throne of lies.
You tell her to come there, and your boy, who you last had ready to fucking ring up, you got your boy emerge out the bushes and shoot her right fucking up, but you ain't see that. You turn that and you turn back and you just missed the shooting.
I find that hard to believe.
When he reached her mommy, of course, gave him the password because that's her best friend. The family love him and stuff. She said once the daddy get a sight of him, hear this story, and look at this, the daddy gone to the police and gone to everybody and say, watch that nigga. I know it's him. I don't know what he do, but I know he's involved some type of how. Go fucking investigate him. And the cousin confirmed the same thing. So they of course questioning him, but you know him, I don't know nothing. She almost fucking dies in the hospital. First, she said when she got to the hospital, the only thing she said to them before they sent her into surgery and she was put under was she was like, I have a baby. I'm pregnant. And she said first, when she told them that she's pregnant, they stopped working on her, talking about like trying to save the baby, like, we gotta save the baby first. And she was like, bitch, what the fuck you talking about? Nigga, save me. Can't be no baby. If you don't fucking save me too. Work, do 2 things at once.
They take me into a room and they go to assessing me. And I go to saying, I'm pregnant. So when I tell them that I'm pregnant, they instantly start working on me and go to assessing the baby. They go to saying they got to make sure the baby is okay first. And I'm screaming to them, save me. If I die, the baby dies. 1 + 1 = 2. Come on.
So she said they lay lock in at that point. They do a bunch of surgeries, but after the surgeries, my girl did not wake up for quite a bit.
So I'm out of surgery, but they couldn't close me up because my body wasn't strong enough to finish some of the surgeries that they had to do. So they put me in an isolation room where nobody could come inside because my stomach was still open. They let my family know, hey, you guys can go home for the night. There's nothing else that we can do here.
Her baby sister was the one who was in charge of making the decisions for her, because her mommy and her daddy was like, they just say they don't even have the strength to do it. Her parents hysterical. Eventually they tell her sister like, hey, I think it's about that time that you need to take off the machines and, you know, see what happened. And she said eventually her sister was like, we can give her a chance to fight. And eventually they did. But when my girl did eventually wake up, at that point she had all kind of shit was wrong with her. Not only was she paralyzed, which ended up being temporary, but she was paralyzed for a little bit. She couldn't walk and she had 1,000,002 injuries and she couldn't leave the hospital. And then on top of that, she ended up going into labor early. Even though she didn't lose her baby ended up being born disabled. So now they go to panicking. They go to calling labor delivery, getting doctors on the line. Somebody got to come down here and get me and check me because I am about 4 months early from giving birth. And when they get me in the back and they check me, the umbilical cord is wrapped around my daughter's throat. And she's not getting any oxygen. And of recently, the child also passed because of those disabilities too. The shit is real sad. So she say once she wake up, that's when she start getting like calls and messages and stuff from the big homie and the enforcer people and his family and stuff, trying to like threaten her and be like, hey, don't testify, you know, don't do this, don't speak up, don't say all this and the next thing. And she's like, babe, if y'all don't go fuck off, like why would I not get on the stand and testify against this nigga when I know who shot me, I know who did it? But would y'all believe that my girl get out of this hospital after all this and she gone right back to fucking drug dealing? Like while on probation, while having an open case, while being literally fucking disabled and all these different things now going on, my girl is still going back outside trying to do crime. And then and the prosecutors is like, dog, please don't. You are literally our witness for us to like proceed on this case XYZ. My girl gone right there and get arrested again. So she get arrested. She pick up another case. My mama is getting sicker. She's losing her battle with cancer. And I gotta get me some money. So me and these bad decisions, y'all. So I know I can't really get money in my hood like I normally be getting money. And I can't trust my baby daddy no more. So I gotta get back outside. And that caused me to go to getting money in places that I ain't got no business getting money in. And y'all, I fucked around and caught a charge. I went to jail. So while I'm in jail, the state attorney come to see me. And she hot. She giving it to my ass, y'all. She's screaming, don't you know they're going to use all this against you? So she telling me when I get out of jail that I got to chill. I can't get back in no more trouble. I got to stay out the streets. And no judgment. I ain't even judging her. I'm too, Olay and chill is not the place where we explain all the systemic realities of how people end up doing crime and why they feel the need to turn to this life of crime and impoverishment and XYZ. Just assume that I said it, that I gave you all that education. So we ain't about to be on this girl ass. But just know, after all that, she gone right out there and was doing crime again. And on top of that, now she also, you got to add in a certain level of like depression too, because her child is disabled. She has disabilities and stuff now. So she said at this point, she started drinking. She started drinking heavily as well. Like, and she said she was explaining this to the prosecutors, like, what do y'all expect me to do? Like, how do y'all expect me to take care of my family and handle all these things and feed my children and XYZ if I'm not doing this? How you expect me to make money? So she said she gone right back to doing what she do. At this point, she fucking starting to notice niggas following her.
I'm in danger.
So when she look, it is the big homie and Ting following her. The big homie threatening her like, "Oh, you don't go to the fucking station. Don't go testify me. You can see what could happen XYZ." And she said then she eventually meet up with her best friend, and he copping pleas and he's swearing up and down he didn't know that was gonna happen to her. He didn't know nothing about it, and she's like, you a fucking liar. So I forgot to mention in the course of all of this, as the police doing all these investigations and stuff, they done have all kind of like cell phone tower evidence showing that they was around the area who was making calls, and they could see that the best friend and the big homie and the enforcer was all calling each other right around the exact time that the shooting take place. And so they know they all in on it. So what they going to do, the police gone to go get the enforcer, go get the best friend, and they ain't get them on the murder. When they go into their house, they had a bunch of other crime, guns, drugs, paraphernalia, all the things. So they arrest them on all of that stuff. So that give them the time while they holding them on all them charges and prosecuting on all them charges, that give them the time to investigate the case. While they trying to build a stronger case, that's why the big homie who was out, who didn't get arrested, is out here trying to harass her and taunt her and threaten her like, oh, okay. But she say in the course of this, her friend asked her to give her a ride to the prison because she needed to talk to her baby daddy. And she say something in her spirit tell her while she was there, you know what? Let me sign myself in to go talk to my best friend. And she was like, nigga, do you owe me something? Like, And he's like, yeah, like an apology, so sorry and stuff. But he's swearing up and down, like, oh, he wouldn't do that to her. He didn't know until after the fact that that's what they was gonna do. He just needed to, like, still not testify. Sorry. And she's like, bitch, are you fucking crazy? I saw who shot me. You think I ain't gonna testify? She was like, ain't no kind of sorries could do it. Like, nigga, I could have fucking died. Like, y'all are the reason my fucking child is disabled. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm calling bullshit. Fuck nigga, you a liar. You a bitch ass nigga. I'm spazzing. Like, I'm going off. Like, I'm so angry, y'all. I just let every bit of emotion that I had been feeling since I got shot, I just laid it all out right there in front of him.
After that, she started to, like, getting the feeling, she starts drinking and stuff even more. When she had a sober moment and realizing, like, her son was having to, like, raise her kid for her, essentially, like, trying to take care of the baby, who she was already relying, she said, majority on her parents to take care of the kids for her and stuff while she was going through the spirit. She said she was still present, showing up to events and stuff like that, but she was becoming an alcoholic. But she said once she saw her son, like, really struggling and stuff like that, like, trying to take on this responsibility, she didn't have to shoulder, that's when she said, okay, let me get my shit together. And she said, let me come out of these streets.
So when I left the store that day, I said, something gotta give. I gotta make a change. I got too much at stake here, and shit is getting ugly. So I left the streets, I got a job, and I enrolled in school. And now I'm out the way. So now I'm out the way, I'm doing good, I'm sticking to the script.
She enrolled in school, she got a job. She's doing that for a while, and when you look on top of that, like, she don't already have all the motherfucking stress in the world. Her mommy gets sick. So then her mommy got cancer. And she going through all of this. And she said the next thing you look, she just fall into so serious of a fucking depression. Her mommy got cancer. She dealing with all this while she trying to get her shit together. And she's also being threatened, and she trying to figure out how to lay low, keep herself safe. And I forget to mention, but them fuck ass baby daddy in her mind. In the course of this, she realized, by the way, the baby daddy of her first child was the baby daddy of the second baby, her daughter that she had, that she was pregnant with at the time of the shooting, that she then gave birth to, who had disabilities. And she figured that out because when her daughter was born, she had 12 fingers. And she said her son also had 12 fingers because their daddy, the baby daddy, also had 12 fingers. So that's how she figured it out. But she said she had leaned on when she got out of the streets, when she decided, like, okay, I have to get my shit together. I can't, like, be so serious and dependent on alcohol, and I let my son have to deal with this. My mother have cancer, all these things happen. And so she gone to her baby daddy like, hey, look, I need help. Like, I need you to help me some while I'm going through all of this. And so she said he was helping her for a little bit. Then when they get into an argument, this nigga had the nerve to say to her, hey, you better fucking, like, watch how you talk to me or something before I tell them niggas, like, where you are. And she's like, oh, word? Like, you threatening to tell niggas so they could, like, where I am, the niggas who trying to murder me, who shot me up, say less. Fuck you, nigga. I'll never know you no more. And that there is why she ain't feel no kind of bad about cheating on them fucking niggas at the beginning of, like, monsters. After all this stress, Ma died. Then she had to go to court to go testify. She said, as she in court testifying, she said the defense attorney was, and I mean, what a good defense attorney is supposed to do as a fellow defense attorney. She said that defense attorney was fucking pulling out everything about her. They pull out her criminal record, all her open cases, or everything on everything while she was on stand to portray her as a liar whose credibility couldn't be trusted. And which is, that's real heartbreaking. Like, you were a victim, and you going through this. She fucking held it together. She did her endeavor best. She testified to that she seen this man do it. She know it, XYZ. And after all that, they come to a fucking hung jury.
And I got my head down, and I'm praying. I'm talking to my mama, and I'm listening. And the next thing that I hear is the jury could not come to a decision. We have a hung jury, y'all. I couldn't believe it. I got up and I walked out the courtroom, and I waited for the state attorney. And when she came out there, baby, I was ready to give her a piece of my mind. So she's stressing, calm down. We're going to get him. We're going back to trial. Not only is he going back to trial for this, he's about to go to trial because a few years before he tried to unalive me, he unalived someone else, and a witness has come forward. Just trust me. And baby, I don't trust you. Look at what you just put me through. There's no way that I trust you.
So she said she was devastated, right? Because not only she done gone through all this, they also had her best friend testify. The best friend testified, but he testified that the enforcer did do it, but he was like, oh, he heard secondhand, and he was like, he wouldn't admit to any of his involvement. He said, oh, the enforcer told him about it after the fact, as opposed to the reality, which is that he helped these niggas arrange the entire fucking thing to do it. And he do that obviously in exchange for, immunity from prosecution on that case. He still ended up doing 10 years on other charges that he had that he was in for. But my girl was sick because he come up in the court with that bullshit story. Then she had to deal with the fucking attorney, the defense attorney, bringing up all like everything to disparage her and make her look bad and discredit her on the stand. She gone through all this, and then when she gone to the prosecutor about it, like, did you fucking know they was gonna get up and say all this bullshit and do all of this? And the prosecutor was like, yeah, but like that's the only thing he was could testify. That's the only thing her best friend was could testify to, and they needed it, and so they didn't tell her because they knew she would have a problem with it. It was just how the cookie crumble. So she was already mad. She already feel like she can't trust the prosecutor. All this is the next day. And then when the hung jury verdict came in, she was like, wow, like the justice system failed me. Like those were her literal words. And then the prosecutor promised her that she was going to retry the case. Like, don't worry about it. Don't freak out. Cause she said she's going to curse the prosecutor the fuck out. And the prosecutor said, don't worry about it. We gonna retry him. We gonna get him. She said, child, the next thing you look, the prosecutor call her and say, hey, just letting you know, we offered him a plea deal. The enforcer is going to take a plea to 12 years. And she was like, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck would you do that? Why? What the hell? Like, she was like, my daughter ain't gonna wake up not disabled in 12 years, XYZ. She was very mad. The prosecutor was like, listen here, I just called to let you know. It done. I done fucking get him to offer. And she was like, okay, well, what about my best friend? And what about the big homie? And she was like, nothing. The prosecutor was like, yo, your best friend could do 10 years on them other charges, and then nothing we could do to bring the big homie in. So after all that shit, my girl gets shoot 5 motherfucking times. She lose her ma. Her child end up disabled. Her child is now since passed. And
So then I asked about the big homie, and she said they would not be pressing charges against him either because the enforcer refused to say that he was involved. So my best friend got 10 years. The enforcer got 12 years. The big homie was never arrested, and the justice system failed me and my family. And that is the story of how my best friend set me up to be unalived, and I was shot 5 times while 18 weeks pregnant. I want to thank everybody for their love and support. It really meant a lot to me for you guys to go with me on this journey.
I tell y'all the story was get. I'm sorry again. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, it's your lucky day because you just found it on one of 7 channels inside my Olurinati-verse. Subscribe to Olurinati, my flagship channel, where you'll find my magnum opuses like If Pretty is a Privilege, Ugly is a Curse, How This Didn't Age Well Destroyed Media Literacy, How Men Become Aziz Ansari, and more. Subscribe to Olurinati Pop for my TV and film essays on shows like How I Met Your Mother, Sex and the City, Desperate Housewives, You, Euphoria, Insecure, and so many more. You can also join Olurinati Pop on Patreon to watch all of my YouTube videos uncensored. Subscribe to Olurinati Bites for short, serious, and nuanced commentary on whatever the internet is spiraling about. Subscribe to Olay and Chill if you're trying to laugh and chill while unpacking the latest TikTok chaos. Subscribe to Olurinati Politics for sharp breakdowns of the political moments shaping our lives right now. Subscribe to Olurinati Extras for music commentary and industry deep dives. Subscribe to Olay and Friends to watch your favorite Black thinkers and creators dissect the culture. Subscribe to any or all the channels in the Olurinati-verse that speak to you, and I'll see you there. And you can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky at Olurinati. And you can also follow Olurinati Pop and Olay and Chill on Instagram and TikTok so you never miss a thing.